In this video, I'm going to share with you the 9 ways that I'm using ChatGPT right now every single day to grow my business. If I had to guess, I think number 7 and 9 are going to probably surprise you the most. So make sure to stick around to get those two. So let's go ahead and jump straight in. All right, so what I've got here is I've got the 9 ways. They're whited out here, and we're going to go back and forth between ChatGPT and here and to show you how all of it works. Okay, number 1 is going to be content ideas and market research. Now, this is honestly what ChatGPT has been known for a very long time. I will say the plugin feature or the Explore GPTs feature of the 4.0 version is incredible. Okay, it's absolutely incredible. You can explore different GPTs inside of here, and let's just type in content. And there are so many pre-programmed tools and GPTs in here that will absolutely help with everything. Okay, I'm not even kidding. Like maybe market research, I'm sure there's some there. I'm going to be covering in this some of the GPTs that I'm using right now, but I just want to show you that this thing is so powerful. And this is only $20 a month. Do I think it's worth it? Absolutely yes. Do you need it? No, right? But I could come in here. Let me just show you a GPT. We're going to do market research and competitive analysis, and we're going to go start chat. Let's pretend that I am a fitness coach who specializes in gut health. Okay. My ideal avatar is a woman in her late 30s who has kids and wants to lose weight, right? And with this one, I'm just going to ask this bot, how can it help me? How can you help me? Boom. And it's going to go through and it's going to give you a lot of different ways that it can help you. Now, I'm going to let it kind of spit out and do its thing. But then once this is done, I could say, oh, a detailed persona creation. Oh, you know what? I want that. So I'm going to say, can you give me a detailed persona creation? And then I'll just push stop because I know I want that. And it's going to start to now give that to me, right? And it's going to give me, hey, here is, based off what you told me, based off this one sentence up here, here is going to be the average avatar of someone that you want to work with, right? And it's going to give you a lot of stuff here, right? Like, look at this, like often feels bloated, experienced digestive comfort, and suspects that her gut health might be affecting her overall well-being, right? Struggle with weight gain since her last pregnancy. I mean, some of these are so good. Pain points, gives you all the pain points, values, hobbies. So if you're like, Matt, I don't know who my ideal client is, right? Because the backbone of all content, all sales, all marketing, everything is understanding who your ideal client is. So ChatGPT with the plugins can easily do market research for you just like that. And then with content ideas, I'll share with you right now my absolute favorite content prompt. It's going to be viral intro hooks. This thing, I've just started playing with it, has been so helpful. Okay, so create hooks about my niche. We'll do that. So I'll just click this, okay? And it's gonna say, okay, who's your niche? Or it's gonna actually just give me content prompts. That's actually cool. It's just gonna give me prompts without me even putting it in. That's pretty cool, right? So create hooks about my niche, and it's like you could put your own niche in here and it starts giving you ideas. And for most of you guys, hopefully you know by now, hooks are everything. When it comes to social media content, if you can't get a hook in there, it's just not going to work, right? YouTube videos are a little different because the hook is the thumbnail and the headline, and typically the first couple sentences that you say, but it's not like a social media reel or anything like that. That's like very, very tight, right? So I'm going to go ahead here and be like, okay, you know, my avatar is gut health. Can you make me 20 hooks that are like number 5? Okay. I like number 5. Okay, I was like, the secret, right? It's just gonna give me content ideas. Gut health advice, it's making you sicker, not healthier. And then why healthy foods you're eating are secretly destroying your gut. That's a great content prompt idea, right? The secrets behind popular gut health supplements that no one wants you to know. Ooh, secrets, right? Ooh, why the biggest gut health trends are actually a scam. The real reason your gut health isn't improving despite doing everything right. But you can see how like all of these are just great ideas, right? I mean, you might not like all of them, but you can go through and pick them one by one and be like, oh, I can make this into a piece of content. And you know, right now I am sharing with you the GPTs because I think those are really awesome, but I could do the same thing in ChatGPT. Like, can you do some market research for me? I work with gut health in women over 35 who also want to lose weight, right? And then this is ChatGPT 4 again, but again, this can do just as good. This just already has some pre-programmed stuff, so I think it's going to be better for sure. But I could keep interacting with this to where, like in the past GPTs, you had to have a lot of prompts. And now that's not necessarily the case anymore. Like you can just have an active conversation with ChatGPT and it gets better as you go. Like it gives me options and stuff like that, and I can keep going. So way number one, by far, is for content ideas and market research. Again, if you're using ChatGPT, the 4.0, use viral intro hooks. This market research one that I just showed you, I actually have never used it before. I just picked one, okay? And you could explore more GPTs on like content strategy, right? There's gonna be tons of them. OnlyFans, that's not my style, but content strategy, right? So you can do all of these, right? You just figure out which one works, the best for you. Okay. So that's way number one. I use it all the time for content ideas. I even use it for like email subject lines. It's just a beast. Okay. If you're feeling, I'm not feeling so creative, go in there. Okay. I did it today for one of my Twitter posts. Same thing. I was like, hey, I went into GPT. I looked for a Twitter GPT. I think it was a Threads GPT and Threads generator. And I used one of these, right? And it helped me write the thread that I was just like, I don't know what to write about today. So simple. Okay. Second way that I'm using ChatGPT right now in my business is I'm using it for Facebook ad policies. Okay. I hate getting rejected ads. I don't know if you've ever dealt with that, but when you get an ad rejected, you just feel bad. You're like, damn it. Or you get scared. You're like, is my account going to get shut down? And there are GPTs in here, right? That I could go in here and type in ad policy and Facebook ad policy assistant. This is the one that I've been using. And I can say, check if this copy complies with Facebook policy. And it's going to be like, great, please provide it. All right. So I just pasted in one of the ads I was working on this week. Whenever I write ads, I write multiple hooks and then the body. It knows. Okay. And then once I push this in, it's going to say, hey, here are some potential issues, right? And I can choose to use it or not, but it's just helpful for me to see, are any of these things at risk of getting rejected? So this one says, none of the hooks direct. Okay, that's great. Thank you. That's great. I don't have to worry about that. Okay. Hooks are casual and conversational. None appear to violate that personal attributes. Positive language and outcomes. Okay. Honestly, I just read through all this stuff and I didn't see anything that was bad. But like if I put in something in here like lose 20 pounds in 5 weeks or something like that, more than likely it's going to spit out and say, hey, here's an issue. You should change this. Okay. So this helps you save money, helps keep your account safe. Again, you can use the ad policy assistant, or you could copy the exact same thing into the GPT. So I'll just go into normal GPT and say, can you tell me if this is compliant with Facebook ad policy? And boom. Now, if you do it through ChatGPT and you do it through a custom GPT, you will see that there's going to be some differences, right? I would go with the GPTs that are already pre-programmed. They're probably going to be a little bit better because someone has made them. They put more information into them while they haven't. So this one here, again, you can see that they give me a different thing, but it'll also give me still recommendations on this to see, hey, you might want to generalize your financial outcomes. Okay, add disclaimers. If I do give outcomes, let me add a disclaimer in there, right? CTA is strong, straightforward, Cool. So not bad, right? But if I wanted to really be compliant, I could probably open up a couple GPTs or ask a couple different things, make some changes, and then publish my ads knowing with confidence that they should get approved, right? Because when you do submit for Facebook to approve your ads, it's also an AI machine, right? That's looking at it to say, does this pass or not? So putting it up next to ChatGPT should be able to help because, it's also an AI algorithm that's scanning the text for compliance issues. Okay, so I do this almost every day. Anytime I launch a new ad, throw it over there, just make sure everything's clean before I push go on the ads. Number 3 is creating meal plans and training programs. I put this in here for health and fitness coaches, but guys, I actually do this for myself too. So I can come into ChatGPT and just ask for a meal plan, right? So it's like, hey, I would like help with a custom meal plan that is, let's say 2,500 calories with let's do 30-40 macro split. And it'd be like, 30 I don't actually follow this. This was like the zone diet at one time. 40% carb, 30% protein, which is like super high protein, 30% fat. Okay. And I want to eat 4 meals a day, steak and rice and eggs and carbs. And what's going to do is it's going to be like, okay, cool. Let me work on that. And it's going to spit it out. And it's really cool. It's really cool. Okay. And then once it'll spit it out, I'll show you what I did for myself. Was once it gave me the thing, right? It gave me, hey, here's your breakfast, here's your lunch, here's your snack, here's your dinner, with the breakdowns, with the exact amount of food to consume of each of those. Well, guess what you can do? Hey, great. Can you give me a grocery list of all these foods for the week? Boom. Watch this. So this is everything I need. Okay. I need 21 eggs, 21 egg whites, right? And let's say, I'm going to do something in a second here. Sirloin steak, whey protein powder, great. Here's everything I need. I could just print this out, right? If I'm working with a client and they want a meal plan, and maybe I am not a dietitian and I can't give a meal plan. Well, you know what can give a meal plan? It's ChatGPT, right? And then you could send this to them. Hey, I built this for you using ChatGPT. I mean, you don't have to say that. You could just send this over and maybe just like put asterisks in it that this was generated by ChatGPT, not a registered dietitian, blah, blah, blah. But super awesome, right? So a lot of these say tablespoons. So let's say that, egg whites. All right, 21 egg whites. What if I want a carton, right? How many cartons of egg whites do I need for 21 egg whites? Okay, so a typical carton contains around 10 to 12 large egg whites. So I would need 2 cartons of egg whites, right? So I can get more clarity on what it recommended for me. Isn't that not the coolest thing ever? I think it's so cool, right? And you can do the same exact thing. I won't do this, but you can do the same thing for training. Hey, I want to develop a workout plan for 4 days a week, upper and lower splits. I want 5 exercises for this. Here are my goals. Here are my injuries. What can you create for me? And it'll spit all of that information out. It's pretty cool. Okay. So even though this really applies mainly to health and fitness coaches, if you have a health and fitness routine, it can help you too. Okay. So I did this for me this week for my meals, and I was pretty pumped by it. All right. Number 4, I use ChatGPT as the new Google. I use it to search everything that I have. Okay. So if I want a specific question about anything, I come in here to ask it rather than going to Google. And I found I get much faster results. I don't have to filter through going, from one website to the next to figure out what it is. If I want to know the answer, it'll tell me. So let's just do, what is the net worth of The Rock, right? It'll tell me, right? His net worth is around 800 to 900 million. If I go to Google, I can do the same thing, right? So net worth of The Rock, right? It's going to probably give me the same, right? But then in here, it's just going to be in one thing. I'm done, right? So that one's short and simple. I just try to replace it. And I've actually on my phone, the use of Google with ChatGPT. And on my phone, one of my bottom blocks I now have as ChatGPT. ChatGPT, Google, text, and calendar, okay? And again, the reason for that is that I just think it's better, it's faster, it's simpler. I don't have to scroll. So I use it for Google. That one's kind of simple. All right, number 5, the 5th way I use this is actually, I use it to improve statistics for my content. So inside of here, again, there's more GPTs, and I could look into ones on like Google Scholar. So let's just pull up Google Scholar real quick. I made a post about how testosterone impacts weight loss. Can you give me 20 statistics that support this for my captions? Okay. Now, when I write captions or I write something as a post, I can then pull in data that's actually real, right? Of course, you still want to fact check it once it gives it to you. But this right here, it goes into an outside source and brings it back, right? So then it's going to start spitting out all these research studies for me, right? So if I want to make a better argument in health and fitness or in marketing, whatever it is, I can pull from active research to really support and make my statement even stronger, okay? So really cool tool there. Just look for it, like Scholar GPT, and just ask for research. And if they're not giving me statistics like all these, it doesn't really give me the exact statistics, I would keep the conversation going and being like, I would like some numbers, some bold numbers in percentage form that will help me hit this point home stronger, okay? Really simple way, make stronger arguments. Numbers always do better. Number 6 is to summarize YouTube videos. So again, there's a GPT inside of here that you can use for YouTube, and it will summarize the entire thing for you, which is really nice. There are some like Google Chrome extensions that you can use too that'll do it automatically. So like I'm gonna hop into YouTube to show you how mine's set up. All right, just pulled it up. So this YouTube summarizer that I have on my Google Chrome is YouTube summary with ChatGPT and Claude. So inside of here, if I'm in the actual video, I could just come over here and summarize video, and it'll just open up ChatGPT and it'll paste the entire transcript. And this one's this is free, right? This is not using ChatGPT, one of these bots. So that's one way you could do it. And another way to do it would be just to copy the entire watch link and then use a GPT bot, like a custom GPT, and plug it in that way. And they'll probably give you something a little bit different. Again, they're programmed differently with GPTs versus doing the normal one. Oh, that's not cool. It seems the transcript for this video is disabled. All right, fine. So if that was the case, I probably would just try another, because I know it's not disabled. I just saw it. But let me just plug it into another one. All right, so the first video that I tried didn't work. I went ahead and found another one, and this is what this one looks like when I plugged it in here. So you can see this is the breakdown of the video step by step, which is nice because sometimes it's like, do I want to watch this video? Well, I can just plug it into ChatGPT here, or again, I could use this YouTube summary plugin, and it'll break down what's in the content, and it'll help me realize, do I want to spend time watching this, or is this enough? Like if this is enough, great. I can just read this in a minute, 2 minutes, versus spending, how long is this video? I don't know how long this video is, but probably at least 5-10 minutes, right? So what do you really need to get out of the video, right? We can consume information faster this way. So I use this every single day because I use a lot of YouTube videos to learn for myself and also for ideas for videos like this. Okay, number 7 is to come up with quick agreements. Okay, now I think you should always go to an attorney when the time is right, but if you need to create a contract or some sort of agreement on the spot, I do use ChatGPT for this. I'm sure there are GPTs in here that you could use for contracts, right? I'm sure there's going to be some. Most of the time, honestly, I've just used the ChatGPT. No contracts. Okay, yeah, I'll just do the normal one. And I would type in something like this, right? I have a client that wants to sign up for an extended payment plan, okay, that covers 8 months, just making stuff up, at, let's say at $1,000 a month. Can you make an agreement that will, bind them to that payment plan, right? And once I do this, it's gonna go ahead and customize this thing out, extended payment plan agreement, right? So this is just, it's gonna put everything in, and it's gonna allow you to be able to update all of your information inside of here, right? So again, I do encourage that you eventually have enough systems in place and you have the money and resources to go invest into somebody who can make this stuff professionally for you, cover all of you legally and liability. This is gonna not necessarily do that, right? This is good if you're on a budget and you're like, I just wanna help creating some agreements that are written in stone, even though this may not be held up in court. This is at least a written signature saying that this person agrees to paying this amount. If I needed to come back to this and say, hey, we both agreed upon this. Did either of us stick to the agreements? Okay, so you can do this for extended payment plans. You can do it for client onboarding. You can do it for refunds. So if somebody wants to terminate their agreement early, you can come over here and be like, cool, let's create a custom agreement that feels fair to both parties, right? And you can make all that in here, right? Employee agreements, hiring contractors. You can make all those things in here. And again, just as you grow, get it professionalized, go see somebody who can really clean it up for you. Cool. All right. Number 8 is going to be for coaching and consulting. Okay. Now, I'm a coach consultant. I think that it's really good. It's really important to have a human and have, educational modules and a process that you go by step so you can learn. ChatGPT, as of yet, hasn't created a really strong learning platform of like, here's your course content. Here it is. Go through it. Like, I'm sure it could. You could probably make a whole course and curriculum using ChatGPT of like, teach me how to learn how to run Facebook ads. Make the whole course for me. It probably could do that, right? But what it's going to lack is the ability to analyze and like really look at a campaign, and because it doesn't have that experience to be like we're talking about Facebook ads here. If this looks at a Facebook ad, it might tell you, hey, here's what you need to do to fix compliance. This should work. But I've seen some really crappy stuff that's generated, right? But when you are getting coaching and consulting with a human, right, you might get a response from your coach. If you message your coach or email your coach, it might take 24 hours for that coach to respond, right? They have other clients. They may not be able to respond. Like there might be different time zones, all that stuff. It might take a day before you get a response. Well, if you're not sure, right, you could always come in here and ask ChatGPT, right? The question could be along of like, hey, should I run ABO or CBO campaigns for my Facebook ads, right? Now, this is a very general question. It's going to give me a general answer, right? But I can start to ask it very advanced questions that typically only a coach, consultant, expert will be able to analyze and say, and you can have a full-blown conversation with it. So it's like, hey, here's what we would do. ABO, you have more control. CBO, it's more efficient, and it can distribute amongst the top performers real time, scalability, all this stuff. So it'll kind of give you what it recommends, right? And then be like, okay, what if my budget is, $30 a day and I want the most results possible? And, just tell exactly what you want. It says use CBO, right? Actually, what we would recommend for our clients too, which is cool. So use CBO to get started, fewer ad sets, optimize creatives, cool, right? Avoid too much experimentation because it's just too low of a budget. Great. Here's how to set it up. $30 a day, 2 to 3 ad sets with different audiences, 2 to 3 ads in each ad set. Guess what, guys? That's pretty much what I would recommend too for someone starting brand new. We actually do this a lot. Like this is actually legit, right? So that's cool. It's cool to see, right? Of course, it's not going to be as good as a human. It's not going to catch your errors as much as a human will. But if your coach is not available, right? If it's after hours, if you need an answer fast, go into ChatGPT. It's freaking smart, okay? It knows what it's doing. Now, number 9, last one. This one I think you'll like the most. I've just this year really got into optimizing credit card points and stuff like that. And there's a GPT plugin here that it's called Seats.arrow. I think Arrow Seats. Yeah, Seats.arrow. And this is cool. I just booked I booked one flight from Italy just here recently. But look at this. Okay, so what can I book? I'm just gonna do this. What can I book with 50,000 miles from JFK to Europe in May? And if you guys know, like credit card points will really allow you to get cheaper flights, like for international flights, like big time. So okay, fine. What about in, let's go October and under, let's do 70,000 points. That's probably more realistic. That's also the one that we got. So, but I can get a $1,500 to $3,000 flight, $1,500 to $3,000 flight, like business class and everything. And I can do that for 40 or 50,000 miles. And 50,000 miles, just to give you an example, typically is around $500 in cash, right? So just divide this by, take off 2 zeros, and that's how much it would be in cash. So you can get a luxury flight for the same amount that you pay for a economy flight in cash international. With this, it's pretty dope, is it will connect to Seats.arrow, which is a tool that is it's a website that scrapes flights and stuff like that. And this will tell you, where this is all business class. Great. These are all under 50,000 miles, Virgin Atlantic, and it tells you how many seats remaining. And if you want to book, you can legit just push this here and it will take you over there. And these are all the economy seats that we just talked about. We want business. I wouldn't do this. So it's not really good actually, because it says there's $1,000 in fees. So like, I would, that's the same as that to me, adding this to this is a $1,500 ticket. So it's not as good as I'd like, right? And yeah, Virgin's got a lot of fees. I don't like that. Let me just show you mine, okay? I did some yesterday, and I'll show you that one because that's gonna be the good one, okay? So for me, I'm going to Italy, right? And it gave me all of these places that, all the flights from Italy. So this is October 8th from JFK to Italy, and it was gonna be 70,000 miles. And the mileage program is Aeroplan. So then from here, I can go into either book here, and it'll pull that up. I'm gonna go to business, and then I'm gonna go to pretty much any of these ones. But you can see 70,000 points, which would be $700 in value, right? Plus $130 in fees. Still pretty good. That's like an $830 ticket for something that could be 2 to 3K. I would definitely jump on that, right? Especially because like I rack up points right now with my American Express card because it gets you 4 points on the dollar for paid ads. And I also have an Amex Gold card that I use for personal expenses. And that gives me 4 points on the dollar for food and restaurants, or restaurants and groceries. So I have a bunch of American Express points, right? So once I find this, I can then, and you can already see, I started asking some questions of like, well, how can I transfer my Amex to Alaska? Because Alaska had, 55,000 miles, and I've got a couple hundred, like closer to 550,000 points on Amex. So I asked it, and then it says, here are ways you can do that, right? And this one says you can't transfer them directly. They're not a transfer partner, but you could do British Airways, or you could look at, Aeroplan, Air Canada, which is one that was already up there, etc. And then I was like, okay, what about, so this says I can transfer it to Avios. Okay, what about Amex to Avios? How do I do that? And that kind of walks me through how to transfer the points so I can play the points game and get these flights at a discounted rate. Now, I could go on for a very long time on how to do the credit card points and booking flights. I just recently invested into a course on it myself, and I'm loving it. Very fun. That's definitely a conversation for another day, but you can use ChatGPT to help you with it. Okay. All right. Last thing I want to mention on here, future usages. Like there are a lot of people who are using ChatGPT right now for DM conversations or for booking calls and all that stuff. I haven't done that yet. I think it can work. I think like the features that ChatGPT's got right now, it's strong enough to where it could work. I haven't tested it yet. I also like have a good team and a good process around it. We book calls every single day, so it's not like a pain point of mine. But that could be something that you could do if you don't want to hire an appointment setter, or if you don't want to be in the inbox all day, but you're still going to have somebody who needs to manage it. Okay, so you can do this with Go High Level and ChatGPT. They can plug in and program together inside of Go High Level's workflows. So you can program it just like that. And there's some videos here on YouTube to check that out. Again, I don't have a video on it because we don't do it. And then the second thing is, I'm trying to create a GPT Dr. Matt. And essentially what I want to do is I want to upload like the transcripts to all my YouTube videos, the transcripts to all my Loom videos and my course videos, and just give it to ChatGPT to where, like I talked about above here, it's like coaching, consulting. Well, if I've got a team to manage and I've got, I carve 2 hours out just to film these YouTube videos. If I'm working during this time and you want to have ChatGPT Matt give you the response until actual Matt can, that'd be a pretty cool resource, So I've been just looking at how to build that itself, because I think that could be really helpful for my clients and people that just like want tips and can't afford necessarily the one-on-one work that our team gives them. All right. So those are 9 ways that I use ChatGPT every day. I hope you guys like this video. If you want more videos like this, or if you just want to learn how to grow and scale a health coaching business, I've got lots of different videos on this channel. Typically they revolve around marketing, sales, paid ads, and some like productivity, lifestyle stuff. So if you're looking at optimizing your business to serve you in your life and you want to have more predictability and growth, go ahead and drop me a subscribe here and go through all my past content. All right. So that's all I got for today, and I'll see you guys next time. Peace.